The first announcement came at 5:42 a.m., a quick crackle over the public address system. Attention at Gate 24, pre-boarding will be delayed. No reason. No estimate. Just the flat metallic voice of the terminal. Captain Marcus Hale had heard 1,000 gate calls in 12 years of flying commercial. Weather delays, mechanical checks, late catering trucks, nothing new. But something about the stillness that followed made the hair on the back of his neck lift. The St. Louis terminal was waking slowly. Coffee steam curled above paper cups. Travelers wheeled carry-ons across the polished floor. A toddler cried somewhere near baggage claim. Marcus walked through it all with the quiet certainty of a man who belonged exactly where he was. Pressed Navy uniform. Gold wings gleaming. Flight bag balanced perfectly on his shoulder. The kind of presence that usually draws a nod from gate agents and a casual, "Morning, Captain?" Not today. A young operations supervisor intercepted him before he reached the jet bridge. Tablet hugged to her chest, she forced a smile that didn't quite land. "Captain Hale, we need you to wait here a moment." Marcus glanced at the departure board. Flight 237 to Denver, on time. His first officer and cabin crew were already on board running checks. "Is there a maintenance issue?" he asked. She shook her head. "No, sir, not that." Two uniformed airport security officers appeared almost in sync, flanking the gate like bookends. Not threatening, but deliberate, watching. Marcus felt the shift immediately. The small crowd of waiting passengers felt it too. A businessman paused mid-call. A mother hushed her child and turned. The gate area went from airport bustle to uneasy hush. The supervisor cleared her throat. "We, need to verify your credentials before you board." "My credentials were cleared with crew scheduling hours ago," Marcus replied, calm but firm. "I understand, sir. This is a special request from corporate security. No explanation, no specifics." Marcus handed over his airline ID and FAA license, without breaking eye contact. The supervisor retreated down the jet bridge, whispering into her headset. The officer stayed planted. Minutes stretched. The overhead clock ticked louder than usual. Passengers began whispering. Is the pilot in trouble? Is it a safety issue? Marcus stood perfectly still, the discipline of a former Air Force captain settling over him like armor. Inside, memories stirred. Atlanta years ago, when a lounge attendant questioned his right to use the crew entrance. Phoenix, when a gate agent asked if he was really a pilot before letting him through the employee door. He had learned not to let those moments see him flinch. 5 minutes. 10. His first officer radioed from the cockpit. "Captain, passengers are asking questions. Ops won't tell us anything. Do you copy?" "I copy," Marcus said evenly, eyes on the gate door. The officers shifted slightly, hands clasped in front of their belts. A couple at the podium pretended to check emails, but kept sneaking glances. A boy near the window pointed, "Mom, why can't the pilot get on the plane?" 15 minutes. The supervisor re-emerged, face pale. She murmured to one of the officers. Marcus caught fragments. "Anonymous tip. Passenger of interest. Must confirm identity." An anonymous tip? About him? He felt a slow burn start behind his ribs, the familiar heat of quiet indignation. Still, he didn't move. The jet bridge door swung again, this time with a sharper hiss. Two people stepped out. First a man in a charcoal suit, staffer's badge flashing. Then a woman everyone in the gate seemed to recognize at once. United States Senator Eleanor Rhodes, ranking member of the Senate Transportation Committee. The kind of presence that silences a room without a word. She scanned the scene. The frozen security officers, the supervisor gripping her tablet, and Marcus, tall, composed, waiting. "What's happening here?" she asked, her voice low but carrying. The supervisor stammered. "Routine verification, Senator. Corporate request." "Routine?" Rhodes's silver eyebrow arched. "That's Captain Hale. He flew my delegation out of Washington last spring. Logged one of the best safety records in the region. Why is he being held? No one answered. Is the aircraft unsafe? She pressed. No, ma'am, an officer admitted. Then release him, Rhodes said, each word landing like a gavel. Now. The radio on the officer's shoulder crackled. A pause. Then both officers stepped back in unison. The supervisor hurried forward, thrusting Marcus's credentials back with trembling hands. We're cleared to board, Captain. Apologies for the delay. The gate area exhaled as if on cue. A passenger actually clapped once before thinking better of it. Marcus nodded once, pocketed his documents, and walked past them all without a single raised voice. The only sound was the measured strike of his polished shoes on the jet bridge. The flight itself was smooth as glass. He guided the 737 through a rising sun, Denver's peaks glowing in the distance. Not a single bump of turbulence. Passengers deplaned smiling, unaware of the storm that had brewed around their quiet captain only an hour earlier. Later that afternoon, in a sterile conference room near crew scheduling, airline executives appeared on a hastily arranged video call. They apologized, profusely, mechanically. An anonymous security concern, they explained. A miscommunication between departments. Procedures that need reviewing. Marcus listened, arms folded. He had heard these phrases before. They sounded like seatbelt signs in clear skies, more for show than safety. He left without shaking hands. The drive home was silent, except for the hum of tires. St. Louis slid past the windows, brick warehouses, faded billboards, a half-frozen river glinting in winter light. He thought about the young pilots coming up behind him, pilots who looked like him, pilots who would walk into crew lounges and wonder if today would be the day someone asked them to prove they belonged. He thought about the senator, how her presence had forced truth into the open, how easily it could have gone another way if she hadn't boarded that exact flight. But Marcus knew real change couldn't depend on a lucky witness with a title. It had to live in the quiet places, in training rooms, in the unspoken habits people carry until they choose to set them down. He wasn't angry. He was resolved. Because dignity is not granted by a badge or a uniform. It's something you carry long before anyone else recognizes it. And for anyone who's ever been stopped at a door they've already earned the right to walk through, Marcus has this. You don't need to shout to claim your place. You need only to know who you are. Step forward anyway. Let the world adjust.